The Enlightenment was not a moment. It was a mutation in how ideas survive. Before it, truth served power. The only ideas that spread were the ones that protected kings and priests. The Enlightenment changed the rules. It made ideas compete to explain reality. It made ideas survive by working. This was the age of Galileo and Newton, the age of telescopes and microscopes, the age of experiments anyone could repeat, the age that discovered gravity, motion, light, and heat, the age that mapped the body, that broke the power of alchemy, that first understood that disease could come from invisible life. The Enlightenment did not just change science, it changed culture. It declared that people have rights, that speech should be free, that no king or priest owns the truth, that knowledge belongs to everyone, that education is a public good, that power must justify itself or fall, that the Enlightenment had a blind spot. It aimed outward. It mapped continents. It split atoms. It read genomes. But it never fully mapped the mind itself. It assumed the thinker was rational. It assumed the observer was objective. Now we know better. Cognitive science, neuroscience, memetics, evolutionary psychology. We know the brain is not a truth machine. It is a survival machine. It is a bias machine. It is a pattern matcher running ancient code. We are not isolated minds. We are nodes in a global cultural network. That network shapes what we believe before we even notice. Meme flow is the bloodstream of culture. It carries every story, every fear, every hope. It evolves by selection. What survives is not what is true. What survives is what spreads. In the age of kings, memes spread by degree. In the age of mass media, memes spread by broadcast. Now, in the age of algorithms, memes spread by engagement. The system does not care what is true. It cares what holds attention. It rewards what triggers emotion. It thrives on outrage. It thrives on division. This is not a conspiracy. This is selection pressure in action. Every time you scroll, you are not just consuming. You are training the system. You are shaping the selection pressure for what comes next. This is not just media theory. This is biology and culture fused. Every notification hits your dopamine system. Every like is a tiny shot of social validation. Every outrage post triggers ancient tribal instincts. Every viral meme reshapes what you think is normal. This is not new. This is human nature industrialized. If the first Enlightenment freed thought from kings and priests, the next Enlightenment must free thought from the feed. This is not anti-technology. This is technology-aware thinking. We need to understand how the feed works. We need to see the invisible forces shaping belief. We need cognitive firewalls. We need memetic literacy. We need to teach manipulation the way we teach basic science. We need to teach attention economics the way we teach nutrition. We need to teach cognitive bias the way we teach history. But that is only part of the solution. The new Enlightenment must also be contagious. It has to spread faster than propaganda. It has to be clearer than disinformation. It has to be stickier than outrage. The first Enlightenment spread through books, pamphlets, salons, lectures. The new Enlightenment spreads through everything. Memes, jokes, stories, art, music, games, conversations. The message is simple. You are not a passive thinker. You are part of the selection pressure. Every idea you share shapes the next generation of ideas. Every story you repeat trains the system on what to amplify. Every time you resist the easy meme and choose the harder truth, you tilt the future. The new Enlightenment is not a lecture. It is a culture. It is a viral movement of people who see this system, who understand that ideas evolve, who know that attention is not free, who know that beliefs are not private. What you believe shapes what you share. What you share shapes what others believe. What others believe shapes what survives. The future is not a mystery. The future is an emergent property of our collective meme flow. The first enlightenment gave us telescopes and microscopes. The next enlightenment gives us mirrors, not for vanity, for reflection, for debugging, because if we cannot debug ourselves, the system will do it for us. The enlightenment was not the end. It was the first commit. The next commit is ours.